Hello, hello. Okay, so in Philippa's series of videos, now we've finished our lovely reindeer. The next step, she has started to assemble the wreath with all of the leaves. Now, I hadn't actually finished all my leaves. I was a bit naughty, didn't get them all done, so I'm going to do them now. But I thought how fun it would be if I added, because I'm a bit of a tinkerer, and I've been very good so far and kept it just as I was supposed to. But now, because I'm so far behind, I thought, well, what about if I give it a bit of a tinker? So I've just got some of my art pastels, soft pastels, and I thought, what about if I play around with a little bit of colour and just put some, you can see in this light, I've tried to get just put some colours on the leaves, and I'm green. I've been playing around and I'm green. I'm messy, but that's not unusual for me. So all I've done, these are only itty bitty ones, and all I've done is, after I've done these are the ones I've actually completed, and then all I've done is gone over them. Now, I'm not going to put a fixative spray on. I did start with a paintbrush, but it really wasn't very. When I do this on other things, on my because you can use Philippa did a video where she used pan pastels, and I have got some of those, but I can't get to them on her sculptures, but I can't get to them at the moment. So I thought, what about if I just get my sticks out and have a go? But the paintbrush didn't get enough off, so I was trying to be all delicate and whatever, but it didn't really work. So I'm just getting the little sticks out, and I think I've got more colour. Well, because pan pastels are not cheap, and I've only got a few colours, and I've got a lot more. I've got a lot more colours in these, but the pan pastels, obviously being more expensive, they've probably got a bit more chance of being a bit more fixed on there. But I'm not going to be sticking my fingers on the wreath all the time. Oh, hello. So it's not something that's going to be handled. But this is an experiment, and I'm just going to go. I'm not going to spend hours on each leaf. I'm just spreading it on. But I just thought it would be cute. If anybody has any, because obviously, I'm still new to all of this. Now, I didn't like this one, so we're going to go over this one. And I like this lighter grey better. It's a bit of an experiment to see which colours I like. If anybody uses pastels on their sculptures, I do love mixed media, doing things, just mixing it up and seeing what comes out. It's so exciting. Having an arty background, it's like you have these supplies of things, why not just put them together and see what comes out? That's a bit better. So if anybody knows of good supplies they've used, or what not to use, or what not to do, if you're screaming at the screen and saying don't do it, yeah, let me know. I am a sponge. I will gladly listen to any tips that you have for me, or if anybody knows if you should use a fixative spray, but then I'm scared that it's going to like crunch up the wool and stuff in your sculptures and make them all crusty or something, and perhaps you shouldn't spray things on wool. I don't know, let me know. I mean, this is felt, but obviously, we want to be using, right, what colour I use this one on this. Yeah, when you're doing like a sculpture and stuff, I want to spend like 30 hours doing a rabbit and then put, pastel on it to shade, and then find out that it comes off, and then put a fixative on it to find out it goes crusty. That's not the look I'm going for. So if anybody has any tips they can give me, I would be so grateful. I've had so many people in the comments, kind people, give me tips and hints and stuff and information. I am so grateful to everybody. That's how we learn. I am still learning, and I share the information so that, and if people share with me, I think that's a wonderful way of learning and being helpful and kind. So, what do we think? I think I'm going to get messy. I don't care. I don't mind. I'm always messy. On my other channel, I'm always covered in glitter. So, this one doesn't show up very well, but that's okay. I don't need them to be in your face. Subtle is fine. I'll get on and finish the others, and then, yeah, I'll watch Philippa's video and see how she attached them to the wreath, and we'll, yeah, we'll go from there and see if it's a disastrous idea or a really good one. Let's keep going. Okay, so I have done, oh, excuse my phone. I have finally finished felting both sides of the wreath now. I have done lots of leaves. I haven't quite done 15 of each one yet, but I'm slowly getting there. Well, I've tried, see if I can zoom out a little bit for you. I have tried putting the leaves randomly, and every time I've put them on in lots of different ways, I've looked back and they're in a pattern. I'm not a very good random person. I've tried various patterns and haven't really come up with something exactly that I like yet. I quite like this on this side. I've tried that one over here, and I don't know, it just keeps looking like a hat. I think I'm going to end up putting them in a pattern, because every time I've tried to randomise them, they've ended up in a pattern. I just can't. I can't. I don't know. I can't seem to get them in a random way that looks random without ending up in a pattern. I just keep organising them. Does anybody else have that, where you really try and want them random so they don't look organised, but they end up organised anyway? I don't know, because I'm not a specifically fantastically well organised person, but I just can't seem to do it. But I think I have finally had an idea for the mushrooms. If you've been following me, you know I have gone back and forth about the mushrooms so many times. And all of a sudden, watching Philippa's video, it just came to me what I want to do. So I think I'm going to do that, have a go. If it doesn't work, I might just go on. But I have just had a great idea. My husband hates it when I say I've had a great idea. I'm sure the husbands hate the word great idea as well. But I've just had this great idea and I'm going to try it. So you may see it if it works. So let's keep going. It's getting exciting now. Okay, so this is the pattern I finally decided on. I haven't used all of the leaves, but this is what I've laid out. I know you can't see it all. That's better. I've laid out all of these, and I've decided that, well, after toing and froing, I've had to go with a pattern because it just kept ending up in a pattern. But I quite like this one. It's not too busy. It's still leaving some space so that when I put on I think, so that when we put, I've got enough so that you can see some of the, I don't know quite where they're going yet because I haven't got that far in the, obviously in the, so I think we've got enough that when we put on, we've got enough green in the background. So, but it's not a huge thing if I had to take them up. And so Philippa, I've done some of them. Now I'm trying not to knock off all of the, I'll do it this after. I'm trying to not to knock off all of the chalk pastels that I've put on. So what I've been doing is just following along the outside line. Can you see? Terrible at this camera angle stuff, you know. You'd think I'd know by now, but I'm not. So I've been going all the way around the edge, and then inside on the sort of the green on the lines, and it seems to be working well. So I'm trying to be sort of systematic about it rather than just stabbing everywhere. And it seems to be attaching nicely. Seems to be, so I've done this bottom half and I've just got the top half to do. But yeah, seems to be going well. And then I shall do on my little curlies. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put those yet, so I'll finish this and then we'll come back and then I'll show you my idea for the mushrooms. Okay, right. Do you remember how I was having such a hard time about the mushrooms and I really didn't know what to do and I was undecided? And I went from this kind of being all, this is what the original was, and then I went to this teeny one, and then I went to this, sort of more 3D. Right, well, and I said earlier in this video I had an idea. Well, I've been playing around, and since we've got these doodads going on, which, if you watch my former video, I found them a bit tricky. I wasn't that good at doing these. Well, that gave me an idea about the mushroom. And I still haven't seen anybody else's wreath. I've been so good. I don't know how I've avoided it, but I've kind of kept away from YouTube and everything. But I came up with this. What do you think about that? I mean, they'll have like different twists and turns, but it was kind of inspired by this because I thought I might put these kind of next to each other, kind of like close. What do you think about that? I kind of like it. It's a bit whimsy and a bit weird, which is kind of a bit me. So I think I'm going to go like, it did take me a little while and his head's a little bit wobbly, but I'll work out a way of securing that on better, which is why I haven't shown you how I made it, because, well, it's a bit there's no real good way of making it yet. I've kind of just winged it a little bit. So I think that's the way I'm heading. So I'm going to make a few more and then I'll put it together and show you what it looks like. So tell me what you think. If you think it's a really weird idea. I mean, I am weird, but yeah, tell me what you think if it's crazy. I mean, I might have to make them a bit shorter if they're too wobbly, or I might have to secure them in several places so they don't like wobble off. But that's where I'm going at the moment. Okay, I can't get my tripod up any higher. I can't get it all in. So this, I've pinned these little curly things in place, but I've actually stuck down the mushrooms. So that's what I think I'm going with. I have just took the heads off, and I haven't put the what can't I think of them? The locks. I haven't put the locks in place yet, because I think I'm going to do that when a little bit when I've got all of the heads in place. But that's where I think I'm going. There's the top one. The mushroom toadstools are, I never know whether to call them toadstools or mushrooms. A little bit wibbly, so I might need to strengthen those. I'm not quite sure how, but I might need to do that. But I'm quite pleased with how it looks so far. So I'll just, I'll come back in a second and put the heads on where I think they might go, but that's subject to change. So I'll put them on and see what you think where my little curly cues, I've pinned them in place, I said, and see what you think. But I don't think I can, I might have to move my my sponge because I can't actually get it in shot. So back in a sec. Okay, that's kind of where I've decided I want them to go. But at the moment, because they're not fixed on, they're kind of falling. Everybody's falling forward. I know my heads are bigger than most. My hair, his ears, I'm going to tilt him more sort of this way. But his ears are, yes, his ears are very eerie. They're very large. And my squirrel, well, they were hybrids, aren't they? They all wanted to be something else, which is cool. We can all be who we want to be. So it means that this wreath is jam-packed. And when they're all on, I'll probably put some extra bits and pieces in between. But there won't be many gaps, that's for sure. So, yeah. But that's where I am. And considering all the setbacks I've had and all the illnesses I've had, yeah, I'm very proud of where I am. I can't actually believe I'm this far, considering. So, give me your thoughts. Tell me what you think I could have done better. Yeah, and thank you for sticking with me. If you've been watching me all the way through, you are absolutely amazing, and I so appreciate your support. We're nearly there, and I can't believe it. It's fantastic. By the time I finished it, we'll be on the next advent calendar. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.